Hello everyone, my name is Tracy and I'm a DCC college student. So I will be doing my presentation on Chipotle Mexican Grill. So I hope everyone enjoy all the information that I did research on this restaurant. And so hopefully you guys will walk away with a little bit more knowledge than you had before about Chipotle Mexican Grill. I mean, it blew my mind just by doing the research that I did. So first of all, what you guys will be learning is about the owner, a little bit about the owner, who is Steve Ells. Also, you will hear about the mission and their vision, the analysis of strategic factors, also there's strategic alternatives and recommended strategies that Chipotle did, and what their implementation plan was, also the evaluation and control. So as we go through this presentation, you guys will understand step by step on their process of how they end up where they started and how they end up here. So let's go ahead and get started. So right now I like to go ahead and start out with their executive summary. Chipotle is a fast growing food industry, which is Steve Ellis, which I just told you about, who's the owner. He opened his first restaurant in 1993 in Denver, Colorado. So he's really famous for his burrito bowls without using the traditional taco hard shells. And also, it's more like a casual environment. Although it serves fast food, it's healthy ingredients and freshness is what they are known for. Also, they have over 2,000 restaurants throughout the United States. Its new technology allows customers to download an app. So if you go to your phone, you can actually download an app for Chipotle, and it lets you order your food by phone, which is really good. A lot of restaurants are getting to that new technology. Okay, let's move forward. So Chipotle is started in a small building. Like I said, they started in Denver, Colorado. And it's really rustic kind of a building. If you see Chipotle now, it's a little bit more upscale. But if you see how they started, it was a really small building. Steve Ellis is actually the owner. Also, he's the founder. He opened his first store, like I said, in 1993, in case you guys didn't catch that. Let's go over the mission statement. So Chipotle's mission statement is food with integrity is our commitment to finding the very best ingredients raised with respect from the animals and environment and the farmers. So that's their mission statement. And let's see what their vision statement is. Sorry about that. I'm maneuvering through my screen, so bear with me. So their vision statement is serving burritos, which is untraditional burritos, tacos, burritos without using the tortilla shell, like I was saying, like the hard shell. They don't use the hard shells. Using quality raw ingredients to freshness, creating distinctive interior settings, environment awareness using organically grown products and produce, meats raised in a human manner without hormones and antibiotics. So that's really huge for them, for what they went through. We'll go over that reason why they use meat products with no antibiotics or hormones. So that's very good to know that. Also, the next one is how Chipotle actually have grown from 2003 until now as we see it. And you can't see the chart now, but over the years they have grown tremendously. And they're continue to grow. And as I go over this presentation, you will understand what their growth spurts are. And so the good news is they're continue to grow, continue to profit, because they have learned from their mistakes, from things happen to Chipotle within this food products. And so they have grown from that and fixed it, and they continue to excel in their restaurant. So Chipotle's projection is they share a decreased 55 cents per share. Chipotle would not change its menu prices. They feel like it's a fair price for what they serve, freshness. In 2016, sales dropped 13% from its previous year, and that is because of I don't know if you ever seen it on the news, where they had E. coli, and customers were getting sick over their food, and because of some maybe some products or antibiotics or whatever it's in the meat products. So that's why they don't want to use any other products other than freshness and organic because of this scare that they had. So sales had dropped 13% from its years and from the previous years. Chipotle will regain its focus on guest experience. So, of course, you know, they lost a lot of customers due to that. So they're focusing on how to retain these customers. I mean, how can we put our trust back into our customers? How can the customers trust us again that, you know, we fixed the issue? So they're really focusing on retaining customers. Digital orders will add an additional $2 million to its stores. Remember I told you the new technology, how they were keeping track of, you can download the app and you can actually put Chipotle on your phone. You can order by phone. So they plan on increasing that. The chain expresses having the best possible customer service. So they're continuing to build their customer service, and they're targeting 60 million customers who shop visiting its stores. So that's really huge when they're targeting this wide range of customers now that they have changed their whole outlook on their products and so forth. So they're really trying to change things. So Chipotle's popularity, I call it popularity because this is what their main focus is on. And so this is what they're pretty much popular in, I say. So they're food with integrity. So Chipotle, they really focus on food with integrity, and they want to make sure that when the customers come, they actually get to experience the freshness of their produce and their meat with no hormones and antibiotics. So Ellis became committed to serving food that is ethically and naturally produced. Ethically meaning that they don't want any meat products where the animals were being cruel or being treated in an unhumane way. So they want to make sure everything is done with integrity, ethically and naturally. Small menu, big choices. So they keep their menu really structured. They don't try to go over the top, try to create new, whatever's working for them, they want to stick with that. So small menu reduces the number of ingredients needed on hand, and which makes a lot of sense. You don't want a menu with all these different choices, and then you have to remember I have to keep all these different products and all these different fresh fruits and fresh produce, and you know they continue to go back. So they want to keep their menus kind of small and where they can keep the number of ingredients and keep them on hand and where they can stay fresh. The corporate-owned Chipotle has no franchises. It maintains a tight control over its operations, which is really good. And the bottom line, the company has market cap of $20.33, 20 billion, reported in 2014. So they are continuing to excel in that. And so let's go over the SWOT analysis. What SWOT analysis is basically their strengths, their weaknesses, their opportunities, and their threats. So let's go over Chipotle's strengths. So Chipotle's strengths are Steve Ellis. Of course, we know he's the CEO who's really doing, trying to better the business. They have 4 base menu items. I mean, when I say the 4 base menu items, they just stick to these main 4 menu items that they know that brings in the money. Their revenue has increased. When I just told you like $4 billion in 2014. Food, they're sticking to their food with integrity, and also 90% internal promotions decreased their turnover rate by 64%, which is really good to work for a company who has a very low turnover rate. And they're really putting their all their training and all their hard work into their employees, and so the employees can actually advance and promote within, which is really good. So let's go over their weaknesses. So Chipotle's weaknesses, pork discontinued at 600 locations, costing them $2 million. So they chose not to use the pork product, in which they lost money. The operation costs increased from 2013 to 2014, meaning now that they're going to be using fresh produce, they're going to be using meat products with no antibiotics, no hormones. Of course, that's going to cost more money. Their revenue increased. And also the cost of food increased due to fresh produce, which I just explained to you about. So let's go over their opportunities. So Chipotle's opportunities is they want to increase new locations. They plan to expand in other countries. They're entering into the catering business to compete with Pandera. Wow. So they're shifting from fast food to fast casual setting. Even though it's more, you can go in and get your food quick or whatever, but you can also sit in a comfortable environment. So they're still competing with the fast food environment and other fast food restaurants. And the resistance to franchising control. They really don't want to franchise Chipotle. It's working for them to have the control over that. So that's opportunities, they may not. So look for that. Hey, you may not know. So Chipotle's threats. There's a few threats that they really are concerned about. Increase in labor costs by $4 to $8 million. Now that they're trying to retain a low turnover rate, so they're increasing their labor costs, and they want to make sure that they keep their employees happy. So of course they may have to pay them a little bit more to keep good employees, right? Major competitors, Starbucks and Panera Bread. There's other companies who are competing with those same two restaurants, but Chipotle feel like they're in the run for that. So they're trying to make sure that they stay in that competitive advantage. And also the meat produce expecting to rise by 60%. So I'm quite sure meat is increasing to all companies, and while they're not using antibiotics or hormones, of course, that may increase as well. So their competitive advantage is their fresh produce, they're free from hormones, antibiotics, like I explained to you, they're small base menu items. These are their competitive advantages. This is their advantage over other restaurants. They're healthy menu choices, all natural ingredients. They're open up new locations, other places, and they're Mexican burritos and tacos without the taco shell. So there you have it. So these are some of the risks that Chipotle may be facing. They cannot afford more negative in the publicity. They cannot afford it. They already have that. They went through it. They got over it. Hey, we can't afford any more negative publicity. And also, in spite of profit losses, Chipotle still plan to open more stores. You're losing your profits. Is it a good time to open up another restaurant? So that is a risk that they probably willing to take. The increase of food costs, loss of customers, those are risks. Your food costs are increasing and you losing in customers. So these are risks that you just have to take as a business owner. Their broad differentiation, a more diverse menu. They stay open earlier and later, use higher quality products, also stronger marketing plan. When they use a marketing plan, of course it's going to cost more money, but you have to put your money where you're going to see increase later. So I do give them that they're willing to take that risk to put more money into their marketing plan. I came across this blue ocean strategy, and basically, let me see here. Let's go over the blue ocean strategy. Here are some of the strategies that they're doing: raising customer desire for high quality food. Chipotle Curves have traded fancy resources. Chipotle and Curves. Curves is that fitness for women with curves. So they have traded fancy resource in their atmosphere, and serving large burritos and tacos, marketing its ingredients as natural, cost of cheese and avocados and tortillas. So these are their other strategies that they're willing to do to bring awareness of freshness, and also try to increase their sales and try to gain the trust of the public as well. Let's talk about their international marketing. So now that since they're trying to bring in more customers, internal marketing here in the U.S., well, what are they doing in the other countries? So Chipotle plans to increase marketing to get international customers familiar with the Mexican style food. A lot of countries are not hip to Mexican food. So what they're going to do, they're going to put money into marketing to market to those countries and get them to understand, hey, this is the food that we offer. This is what we can bring to your country. We can bring money, profits, it's a win-win situation. So, but he has to win. They have to win that over to these other countries. International expansion seems to be moving a little bit slowly, I mean, it's a process. So while Chipotle is building its brand, of course, this is a little bit more research that they're going to have to do as far as internationally. So it's moving a little bit slowly. Also, the goal is to build up the United States stores, like I was just telling you, build here and build a foundation before opening up new international locations too quickly. So that's a smart thing on their part. Increase marketing investments, also higher quality and motivated employees to help take Chipotle's vision into the future. So you always want to have those dedicated employees who are willing to align your plans and your future plans with the store, so everyone's on the same page. Here's the strategic alliance. Chipotle has joined forces with Family Farm. And Family Farm, if people don't, I didn't know what Family Farm was either, but basically it's a nonprofit organization who help raise funds for these farm animals who are free of cruelty, no antibiotics. So basically what Chipotle did was they created an online contest, what is called Wrap What You Love. And so what you do is you just go to Chipotle and you just get your favorite Chipotle burrito in the wrap, and you're actually taking a picture of yourself eating your Chipotle burrito. And so you're just raising money, raising awareness as well. And so this is one way Chipotle can help raise money for this Family Farm nonprofit organization, where they can just put that money back into these animals. And so, which is, I thought, is a really good way for them to build their morale. Their ethical strategy, they want to make sure that their food stays with integrity. So they want to make sure everything is very ethical. So this is their ethical strategy. Quality of ingredients, eating sustainable food, naturally raised animals, like I'm just telling you, food sources from sustainable food suppliers, green farm to table. We want to make sure when we sit at the table and we're eating our food that it's fresh and we actually know what we're eating, that it's not filled with all these hormones and stuff like that. So they're really concerned about that now, and increasing nutrition, and they really are wanting to reduce child obesity, which is really good. And that will work by keeping your products fresh and free from hormones and antibiotics. Okay. Also, their corporate culture is they take pride in their quality. They promote within a company, like I was telling you that earlier. They put emphasis on people. They really gear towards their customers now. I've been to Chipotle probably 2 weeks ago, and I haven't been there in years. And when I walked in, I mean, you're immediately greeted with smiles. Everyone is helpful, and they're very professional, and it gets you in the line and gets you out the line to the checkout, and you're boom, in there and out. Process for hiring, evaluating their employees, performing base advancements. All the advancements are within. They're keeping their customers happy. I was happy when I went, so good job, Chipotle. They have long-term goals, so they also are really, really into individual success. I hope I didn't go too fast, but that in a nutshell is about Chipotle. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And again, my name is Tracy with DCC College, and I am out, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you.